And we begin at 6 with day 38 of the federal government shutdown. Good evening, everyone. I'm Annabelle Sedano.
Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Michael Brownlee. Today, an appeals court denied the Trump administration's request to stop SNAP payments. This means benefits will continue to be paid in full, at least for the month of November. Meanwhile, we are seeing the first round of flight cuts at airports all across the country.
We have live team coverage as travelers try to navigate those cancellations. But let's begin with Conan Nolan. Conan, President Trump is asking the Supreme Court to take up the fight over food benefits, and he wants an answer within the next 30 minutes. What are the chances of that happening?
Not good. Co-equal branch of government, after all, and the Supreme Court doesn't move that quickly. Keep in mind, though, it has been somewhat deferential to the president in the past, but again, 30 minutes, unlikely. Democrats in the Senate, though, did offer an olive branch to Republicans in the effort to get the government to, get it open one more time so that we didn't have to worry about SNAP benefits or the air traffic controllers. But Republicans rejected that move. They said no compromise. Tonight, the U.S. Department of Agriculture announcing it has agreed to fully fund the federal low-income food program called SNAP, or in California, CalFresh, for the rest of the month of November. This as it appeals a lower court decision yesterday demanding the Trump administration use funds it already has to allow an estimated 42 million Americans to once again shop for food. The anti-hunger program also is used by an estimated 5.5 million Californians. It is unclear, however, when electronic benefit cards will actually be reloaded.
We need Republicans to just say yes.
Today, Senate Democrats for the first time offered a compromise, agreeing to reopen the federal government in exchange for a temporary one-year extension of federal subsidies to those who receive health care through the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. Democrats say health insurance costs will double for millions of Americans unless Congress takes action.
That's not a negotiation. It's an extension of current law, something we do all the time around here, as we all know.
But Republicans called the compromise a non-starter, offering instead a bill that would pay government workers, such as air traffic controllers, who've been working without a paycheck.
If you want to pay the federal workers, if you want to stop punishing them for our dysfunction, if you want to stop using them as pawns in this political game.
Democrats objected, saying it gave too much authority to the president to pick and choose which federal workers would get paid. In addition, that bill, as well as any other, would need to be passed by the House of Representatives, which remains on recess. A frustration not just to Democrats, but to a few House Republicans, such as Northern California Congressman Kevin Kiley.
There have been some signs this week that maybe things are moving in the right direction, but obviously the government remains shut down, and it is an absolutely terrible thing for the country.
So the House of Representatives, it remains in recess for the past month and a half. The Senate, meanwhile, the leader of the Republicans in the Senate has said they will remain in session over the weekend to see if they can bang out an agreement. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.
All right, Conan, thank you for that. Meantime, SNAP benefits are slowly being restored for people across the country. Orange County Social Services says people who usually get their SNAP funds between the 1st and 7th of every month are starting to receive those funds now. More than 300,000 people in Orange County depend on food assistance. We caught up with some of them today at a food drive organized by a church group out of Newport Beach.
I was a mechanical engineer, so they just happened to lay me off. Throughout my life, I really didn't depend on it until now. And my parents always told me, like, in life, there's always low and there's always highs. And I guess right now, the situation I'm in, it's my lowest, but I move forward.
And those who receive benefits between the 8th and the 10th of the month should be getting their funds as scheduled. Meanwhile, travelers at LAX are feeling the ripple effects of the nationwide slowdown in air travel.
Yeah, flight delays, cancellations, they're stacking up after the FAA ordered the reduction of air traffic because of the government shutdown. McCullough Medina is at LAX with the numbers. Tell the story.
The shutdown is impacting a lot of people. I thank God it's not impacted me so far, but yeah, hopefully they hurry up and get it together.
Radiance Jordan among the lucky travelers today not seeing red cancel signs when they looked up their flights. More than 50 flights scrapped here at LAX. It's among the highest of the 40 airports around the country impacted by the FAA's 4% restrictions of flights today to ease the workload on traffic controllers working without pay since the government shutdown.
I think it's unfortunate that people have to deal with that, but, you know, Hopefully things get back in order soon.
We're doing the best we can. We don't have any control over it.
Flight attendants are alerting travelers aboard flights what might be coming.
So we're kind of rolling with what the government tells us we can and can't do right now.
And it could be getting worse next week. The FAA planning to reduce flights by 6% by Tuesday, 8% by Thursday, and 10% by next Friday. It comes just weeks ahead of the busy Thanksgiving travel period, and travel analysts say plan ahead.
I would say rebook your flight for the first flight of the day if you can. I know it's going to be a pain to get up in the morning, but the first flight of the day is way more likely to operate than the last one. These delays and cancellations happen in like a cascading effect throughout the day.
Some airlines like American and Delta are issuing waivers and allowing customers to change canceled flights or request a refund without penalty. United saying in part in a statement customers traveling during this period are eligible for a refund if they do not wish to fly, even if their flight isn't impacted. So we know the issues here at LAX. So what about those other airports where you might be flying to or might be flying from? We're checking with other NBC reporters.
I'm Sergio Quintana at San Francisco International Airport, where there was a 1-hour ground stop, but it does look that at this point, a lot of the flights have recovered.
Chicago's O'Hare Airport canceled 80 flights by midday as part of that 4% reduction, and Chicago-based United Airlines already released a list of its weekend cuts.
A lot of people here at Newark Liberty Airport anxiously looking at this board. It is one of 40 high-volume airports around the country. As of this morning, about 50 flights had been canceled.
Here in San Diego, things have progressively gotten worse as the day has gone on. Take a look at the departures board here. You see some yellow and red representing delays and cancellations.
And if you have travel plans, we have you covered. There's a special section on our NBCLA website dedicated to the government shutdown. Check for live updates throughout the evening and the coming days.